What's going on, everybody? This is Mario Brown, and I am your host of Coffee with Jesus. I want to talk to you today about stop trying to rescue everybody. I talked to a number of people that are in relationships, and they're having relationship issues and all that kind of stuff, and it comes right down to this. You cannot rescue everybody. You know, in order to understand what some of these folk out here in the street are on, that you're trying to get with and trying to be involved with, you're going to have to go in the dark. And the Bible says that he brought us out of darkness. God brought us out of darkness. God brought us out of darkness into the marvelous light. So in order to understand what some of these folk out here are on, you have to go into the dark. Now, I don't care how fine a person is. I don't care what they look like. I don't care about any of that stuff. Because at the end of the day, if you're not careful, you can be attracted to someone who is dark bound. They like the darkness. They are reckless. They have destructive patterns, and yet they're so fine that you can't get your affections under control. And so now they're pulling you in. Now, the part that really pissed me off for real is when people try to spiritualize staying with someone who is destructive because you're trying to rescue them. You know what I mean? That pissed me off so badly, because you need to stop putting your Jesus in trying to rescue someone who is literally destroying not only their lives, but yours. And let me help you with this. It doesn't matter. I'm not talking about someone who's on drugs, who's addicted to alcohol. I'm talking about working class, educated folk with destructive patterns. And we got people that feel like they can fix everybody. You think you can just fix every single person because you got this, I guess, a special anointing or something on you. But the fact of the matter is that some people literally are above your station. Their problems and their issues are above your station. This is why you can't love them, because they're looking for a therapist, okay? Now, anybody that's in therapy or counseling know that they understand that you have no business being in any kind of relationship, sexual, intimate relationship with your client. So if you all are going to assume the role of therapist and counselor, then you're not going to be able to sleep with them. You're not going to be able to kiss them and touch them and feel on them and stuff. You're not going to be able to do that. So here's my thing. You need to allow people an opportunity to get whole. They need to be fixed when they come to you, because some of this stuff is pulling many of you in some very dark places, and you now got a problem that was never yours. So you got to admit that, you know what, I can't help you, because the stuff that you got going on is way, way, way outside the scope of my ability. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that. It is nothing wrong with admitting that at all. You got to be man or woman enough to understand that. See, ladies, it is not just you who tries to rescue a brother that's going through something. There are a bunch of good brothers out here that have a hero complex, and they're always trying to go and rescue some female who's careless and reckless. All right? Because, see, let everybody tell it, it's always the female that's always rescuing the black man. The black female has always got that black male's back. But there are some black men out here, and ladies, your mama, all y'all mamas out there, your sisters and aunties, know I'm telling the truth, because you can't stand the woman that he's with. Why? Because she ain't about nothing. She ain't about nothing. She don't pay her bills. She cat raggedy. And yet he's educated, got a good job, pays his bills. But for some reason, I ain't gonna even mention why, but he's attracted to her and cannot fix it. He can't get his mind right. And you all, the first thing y'all want to do is say, she got the root on him. Well, if what's between her legs is the root, then I guess so. Because he's addicted to that. And you know that this man can do better. Why? Because we as men are taught to rescue, but it's to a fault. It's to a fault. And so my thing is, ladies and gentlemen, stop trying to rescue these people who are living in destructive patterns and in the dark. I don't care what kind of loving they putting on you. I don't care what they look like. It is not worth it. I've seen men go into financial ruins trying to rescue an irresponsible female. I've seen females go into financial and psychological and emotional ruin trying to rescue somebody who does not really want to be rescued. So you've got to really think this thing through. Maybe I'm talking to you today, but I'm trying to help you get yourself together And realize that some of these people out here are so far in the dark, and God has called you out of the darkness, and you've got to stay out of the dark. Some of these people you need to just leave alone, and you need to be able to admit, you know what, that's above my station. That's a little bit too much for me. I ain't able. That's what you got to tell them. I ain't able, because it's too much. You know, you're sitting around and you start letting them tell you all these stories about how hard life has been, but you never ask them to be accountable for the decisions they made. Because some of this stuff these folk are in is from bad, poor, busted, disgusted decisions. And you can't come in now and try to clean up 20 years of poor decisions. That's not your job. That is not your job. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not your job. Brothers, if she ain't got herself together, leave her where she is. Ladies, if he has not gotten himself together, leave him where he is. Because it's too late in the evening for you to be trying to play therapist for somebody who is going to continue to make poor decisions and pull you into it. You're going to be broke. You're going to be sick in your body because you're going to be depressed and angry, you know, because you're trying to go into the dark and fix somebody. That's not your job. Stay out of the dark. All right? Stay out the dark. Until we meet again for our next cup of coffee, make it a good one. Take care.